There are three words that will help diffuse any argument, any disagreement, whether it's a parent with a teenager, whether it's a husband and a wife, whether it's a rabbi and a student, or business partners that are falling apart. The words are, help me understand. When there's a fight, there's two parts of the fight. There's the thing that they're fighting about. I talk about a phone with parents trying to put down the rule. So there's the phone, there's the rule, and then there's the relationship. And many people get into an issue with their child because they're trying to control the phone with the rule and not to try to control the phone with the relationship. They end up sacrificing the relationship on the altar of the religion or on the altar of their beliefs. And then, of course, they're not going to make any change. Well, the rule might have worked when they were trying to discipline this child as a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, but that rule doesn't work anymore when he's 15. When the United States and Iran are trying to find a way not to have a war, so what they try to do is what we call memorandum of understanding. Instead of them coming to a peace treaty where there's going to be issues that they don't agree upon, they first find out what they do agree upon. We both agree, we both want, and when you say those words, we both agree, we both want, and you say we both agree that we want peace, we both agree that it should be X, Y, Z, this is what is the first step before you get to the peace treaty. And that's the importance of being able to help whenever there's a disagreement, is try to disconnect the person from the problem. We're first going to try to make a relationship with the person before we actually solve the problem. Because, you know, people can get along even though they don't see the same views. Just because a husband and wife don't have the same values, the same views, or they're fundamentally different, it doesn't mean that they can't stay together in a relationship. Because if there's respect between the husband and the wife, then even if there's differences, if there's no respect, then even the smallest little things will make them blow up over each other. So the first step in order to be able to find peace is to be able to show the other person that really we want peace. When Aaron made peace between people, he first told them that the other person really wants to have a relationship with you. They just don't know how to overcome this issue. He never actually went to the negotiations. He never actually went to the problems that they don't see eye to eye on. But instead he spoke about how the people really want to get along, and then somehow they're able to figure it out. And this is what it means to have a memorandum of understanding, an MOU, to sit down between you and the person who you're not getting along with, and first come up with the understanding without the things that oblige. The next time you're trying to solve the disagreements and the differences, make sure that you start off with the question, help me understand. Make sure that you discuss the things that you already agree upon, and on that stand, you could move forward. If you start off with your teenager and saying, we want you to become who you are, we want you to be you. At the same time, we also don't want your whole life to be on a phone. We don't want you at a 35-year-old to still be in pajamas. These are things both parent and teenager agree upon. And from that point on, how it's going to negotiate the differences of how to have the way of dealing with this phone is going to be different when you come from that point of view, and you can work on it later. But first put down, before you go to negotiations and trying to figure out of who's right, who's wrong, who should apologize, first find the things that you are on common ground, we both agree on, and this is what I want to understand about you better before we move on to be able to figure out what's the things that we have to negotiate upon.